Right there. All right. Here, let's. Okay. Okay. All right. Here, let's do this. Okay. Yeah, perfect. Link. Boopity boop boop boo. Oh wait, let me find out if it's actually working like it's supposed to. Hello? Hello? All right, hopefully this is working. Oh, wait, is it? Hello? 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 Right, okay. Oh, good. Okay, it is working. Okay, great. All right, hang on. I'm just going to boopity boop, boopity boop boop. Share, copy. There we go. Oh, Jesus, excuse me. Da-da-da. All right, we are finally good to go. So, all right, I'll see if hopefully we'll get some people in here. Hopefully, I didn't start this stream too late. It is 7 p.m. currently in my time zone, but yeah, I just thought I would get one last little live stream done right before I move. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. This is going to be the very last live stream, last anything that you will ever see in this room. After this, I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna be out of here, living in my new place. So yeah, I'm just gonna see if okay. All right, yeah, good. Okay. All right, we should be good to go. Hello, everybody. If there's even anybody here currently at the moment. Yeah, it's been what, 2 months since I've done my last live stream. Look, jeez, it's been a really fucking long time. So, but yeah, I'm finally back doing another little live stream here for you guys. So, yeah, and like I said, this is going to be the very last live stream I ever do before. Oh, hey, Aaron Boardman, what is up, man? Good to see you again. So glad you stopped by. Yeah, welcome to the very last live stream and last like video ever that you will see from me in this bedroom, because officially tomorrow I am going to be moving out and I'm moving into my new place, which I am very excited about and very happy that this pain in the ass move is finally so close to being done with. So I'll be moving in tomorrow, and we're going to be moving all the rest of my stuff tomorrow. So this is going to be the very last live stream you will see in this room. And yeah, it's been what, 2 months since my last live stream, I think. So it's been a hot minute. I figured why not go on here for just a little bit, couple hours, just hang out and chat. And yeah, we can do any questions, comments. Just yeah, feel free to put them below. And how are you, Aaron? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Why didn't I grab it by the whatever? I hope you're doing good. Oh, yeah, thanks. I got this shirt last Christmas. Yeah, or wait, was this last Christmas or Christmas before? I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, no, this was last Christmas. Yeah, my sister got me this shirt. I fucking love this shirt because I mean, Violent Restitution, one of the greatest thrash metal albums of all time, in my opinion. Doing good. That's good. Glad to hear that you are doing good. So yeah, for anybody just tuning in now, if you have any questions or any like band versus band, album versus album type questions, feel free to just put them down below in the chat. Like I said, I'm not going to do like a super long live stream or anything. I'm just going to hang out here for, couple hours, 2, 3 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. We might go a little bit longer, just depending on how many people show up and stuff. It is 7 p.m. currently in my time zone, so hopefully I didn't like start it up like too late, because usually when I do my live streams, I start them earlier. Yeah. Any thoughts on Between the Buried and Me? I do know that they just released a new album. I have not heard it though. I still need to dive more into Between the Buried and Me. Like, I mean, I feel like most of you guys kind of know that I'm very picky when it comes to all things like progressive metal. Some of it I really love, some of it I can't get into at all. But Between the Buried and Me, from the little bits and pieces I've heard of them, I actually do like them, because I think they're, I don't know. I think they are much better at writing songs that are like interesting and like kind of really still like catchy and like heavy, rather than songs that are just like, just proggy messes that don't go anywhere. But I do need to dive more into them, and then maybe I'll check out the new album. But as of right now, I've not heard it, because I still am not really super informed on Between the Buried and Me. But I will be diving more into them, because what I have heard from them, I have actually really liked, which is kind of interesting for me, because I'm not the biggest fan of like progressive metal, or I guess they kind of also fit in with the whole metalcore crowd. At least in like the early days, they were kind of more metalcore. But yeah, I need to check them out more. That's for sure. Yeah, I've actually been kind of slacking on like newer releases in general and stuff, just because with everything that's going on, I just haven't really had a whole lot of time to like sit down and listen to albums. I haven't even filmed. Like, when did I post my last video? It was like probably a month ago at this point. Yeah, yeah. Let me check videos. Yeah, 1 month ago since my last upload, which I think is the longest I've gone without uploading a video. Kind of crazy, honestly, just because, again, everything going on, I just haven't had time, or frankly the motivation to sit down and make videos and stuff. Yeah, I haven't done any reviews, but what I do plan on doing is I want to make a video like talking about like albums I missed like from the year, and do reviews on them like that way. Because there's a bunch of albums like even before like now that I've missed. Like, I wanted to review like the last like Haunted album, and the last well, it's like the last Candlemass EP, but I didn't get a chance to review any of those. I wanted to review the new Benediction album, but I didn't get a chance to review that one either. So yeah, with those releases and all the recent releases I've missed now, because of course also for a while my laptop was dead, but I finally got a new one, so we are all good on that front. And yeah, also let me know, guys, if you can like see me and hear me. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out some of the settings on this new laptop, but I got my mic and I got my webcam right here, so hopefully you'll be able to see me all right. The new Violator album was awesome. Yes, I have heard. I have not listened to it yet, because again, just everything going on. But I have heard that new Violator album was awesome from like people that reviewed it and stuff. So I'm definitely gonna check it out, because I do like Violator. And definitely it's got to be better than the new Dark Angel. I haven't even listened to the new Dark Angel in full, but I already think it's the most disappointing album of the year. Probably. Just, man, what went wrong? What happened to Dark Angel? Like, seriously, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I feel like they really shit the bed with their new album. Not to mention the horrible fucking AI album art. I'm gonna put art in quotations, because it's not fucking art. If it's not made by a human, it's not art. It's made by a fucking computer. But yeah, tons of new releases that I haven't got the chance to review, so I'll be compiling all those into one little video and then doing it that way. And then, of course, more regular album reviews will be coming out, because there are tons of still upcoming releases that I am very excited for. Like, we got let's see what is on my schedule currently, because we got oh yeah, later, or actually just a week from now, we have new November's Doom and new Paradise Lost coming out on the same day, which is very cool. For all the melodic like Death Doom fans, that's going to be a big day for sure. A big day for me, that's for damn sure. We also got new Amorphous coming out, new Hooded Menace, New Testament, which I thought was a bit of a surprise. October 17th is actually a pretty stacked day because there's 4 new releases that I'm looking forward to. We have new Biohazard, new Coroner, new Evokin, which I am so fucking stoked for new Evokin. You have no idea. And new Internal Bleeding, which I'm definitely anticipating. We also got like Primitive Man, Rune Magic in November 1914. So yeah, even for the later month, we got some pretty big name releases. I think 2025 so far has been a pretty great year for metal in terms of like releases, like for albums and stuff. Like, granted, there were a couple duds, like, I mean, New Dark Angel, obviously, and what else? New Catatonia wasn't that great either, in my opinion, but for the most part, I think it's been a pretty solid year for metal for sure. So yeah, that should be. Yeah, so yeah, expect more regular reviews coming in the future. Hopefully, I'll be able to get both Paradise Lost and November's Doom reviews out in a timely manner. If not, then it's whatever. If it has to be like a day later or a week, or not a week later, like a day or two later, then that's okay. Ooh, Testament's The Ritual versus Metallica's Black Album. This is actually kind of an interesting matchup because the Black Album, even though it's not my favorite Metallica album, like, it would probably, I don't think it's anywhere near on the same level as the first 4 albums. It was like the first metal album that I actually ever heard. Like, that album is what introduced me to metal. And there are still some really good songs on the Black Album. Like, I still really like Sad But True, even though it is very overplayed. I like My Friend of Misery is a cool underrated song. Of Wolf and Man. Yeah, there are still some really good songs on there. Granted, a couple duds as well, namely Don't Tread on Me. I don't like that song at all. Uh so even though Black Album for me I don't know, actually, because Black Album for me has such kind of big nostalgic value, more so than The Ritual. Honestly, I might go with the Black Album on this one because I like The Ritual, but it's one of Testament's weaker albums in my opinion. Like, there are still some good songs in there, like, Electric Crown, As the Seasons Gray, but it's definitely in the lower bottom half of their discography for sure. You'll find out where exactly I'll share my full thoughts on it whenever I get around to doing my Testament ranking, which I may or may not wait until after the new album comes out, but we shall see. But I think for this one, I think I'm going to go with the Black Album, almost purely out of nostalgia value, pretty much. Oh yeah, good matchup, because they are very very similar. So yeah, anybody who's currently tuning in now, if you have any questions, like Aaron here, if you just have anything, if you just want to type in chat, if you want to stop by and just say hello and then immediately dip, feel free to do that as well. I mean, it's all up to you. So yeah. Oh, here, I just need to do something real quick. Okay. All right, we should be good to go now. All right. So let's see. I'm just gonna make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Okay, good. That should be all right. Actually, okay. I was about to show off my new albums that I picked up recently, but they're over at my new house. So yeah, no music here at the new house. It's all just no music here at the old house, I should say. It's all at my new house, so I don't really have anything to show off, even though I did pick up 2 new albums yesterday, or not, was it, no, day before I stopped by the record shop and I picked up Kickaxe's Vices and Fastway, which I forget the name of the album. I think it might just be called Fastway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just called Fastway. Yep, Fastway. Fastway's debut album, which, I mean, for those of you who do not know, it's Eddie Fast Clark from Motorhead. This was his band after he left. Motorhead. So yeah, pretty solid kind of hard rock, heavy metal release. Obituary versus Bolt Thrower. Probably Bolt Thrower on that one. I love Obituary, but man, Bolt Thrower is almost unbeatable when it comes to like old school death metal. Like, oh, dude, like War Master, fucking Realm of Chaos, Those Once Loyal, Fourth Crusade. Like pretty much every album in Bolt Thrower's back catalog is just riffy goodness. You really can't go wrong with like most Bolt Thrower albums, maybe minus the debut, just because it's a little more, it's not really death metal, it's more of a grindcore album. But I love Bolt Thrower. Again, I love Obituary, but Bolt Thrower wins this one for me. But Cause of Death still absolutely crushes. Make no mistake. But do here. I'm just gonna check another thing real quick. I guess this thing. Wait. Is this plugged in? Oh no. Hang on a minute. Is this? Hang on a second. Is this thing plugged? Huh. That's weird. It should be working. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. Good. All right, this thing is plugged in. I just don't want this thing to die on me because for whatever reason the battery doesn't last like very long. But yeah, Exciter versus Midnight. That's actually kind of a good matchup. Kind of different interpretations of speed metal, but at the same time somewhat similar. I gotta go with Exciter though. I mean, Exciter, literally their first album was the namesake of this channel, but yeah, Violence and Force is awesome. Long Live the Loud. Yeah, early Exciter is almost unbeatable when it comes to like old school speed metal. Midnight is awesome. Again, they're just kind of pure Motorhead / Venom worship, but I still really like them for what they are. But yeah, Midnight's solid, but I'm going to go with Exciter on this one because, again, literally the namesake of this channel. So who knows? Maybe without them, there wouldn't have been this channel. Not that anyone would have missed it, I imagine, but it is what it is. But yeah, still solid matchup there for sure. All right, let's see if we got. Okay, again, I'm hoping I didn't again start this stream too late because I don't know. Again, I don't really know what everybody's like time zones are, so yeah. Anyhow. All right, yeah, no, we should be okay. I feel like let's give it a little bit more time. Like I said, just probably gonna go for 2 hours, 3 hours, somewhere in that ballpark. So let's roll with it. One thing's for sure, when I move on, I am getting a new chair because this new chair is fucking ass. I don't know. It is just it's like no support at all. It's just a terrible fucking chair. Might as well be sitting on a goddamn bar stool. Yeah, it's bad chair. But so I'll be getting a new chair. Yeah, I'm not really sure exactly when new videos are gonna come out exactly because again, it's still not quite finished. We're still kind of moving stuff around, but I do want to get started on a new video soon because, like I said, I'm gonna do the whole albums I missed video and those new reviews that are coming up, and of course more tier lists and discography rankings and stuff like that. I still got to do the free bands that won the polls, so I got to still do my Testament, Motorhead, and Impaled Nazarene rankings. So yep, I also made a few more tier lists for whenever Levi gets around to streaming again, and whenever I actually have time to fucking go on one of those live streams again, we can talk about those bands and stuff and rank them. Which yeah, I've missed Levi's last live stream because I was at work, because naturally I was. And the last live stream I was on was a fucking disaster because I was really doing this on my laptop, but I didn't have my mic or my webcam, so it was just trying to use the built-in mic, but it just would not work for whatever reason. So I switched over to my phone, and then my phone fucking decided to just internally combust or something. I don't know what. It just like went all fucking haywire, and it was bad. It was bad. So yeah, hopefully next time it won't be a fucking disaster again. Oh god, Annihilators Set the World on Fire versus Ravens Stay Hard. They're both not great, but probably Set the World on Fire because there's like a few more songs on there that I like. I don't like Stay Hard at all. That's like them trying to be like the Def Leppard. That album's just flat out not good in my opinion. The album cover's fucking stupid too. I mean, Set the World on Fire again. It's got a couple good songs on it, but it's not great. Hey man, fan of your channel recently. Cheers from Nova Scotia, Canada. Oh hey, thanks man, fellow Canadian. Super awesome to have you, Joseph Fitzharris. Welcome aboard. Thank you for tuning in. Echo. Oh, is it echoing right now, or is it echoing? Is there like a bad echo? Because I can probably try to fix that if that's an issue. Or are you referencing the last stream I was on with Levi? Is it echoing right now? Is audio okay? You hear me all right? Is everything okay? Everything okay? Okay. All right. Okay, so it's fine. It's fine. I don't see anybody complaining about. Okay, yeah, you were. All right, you were referencing the one on Levi's live stream video. Okay, yeah, that I thought that's what it was, but yeah, I just wasn't sure. Okay, as long as it sounds fine here, I think that's what's important, because yeah, oh my god, that last live stream on Levi's channel was just, I mean, I'm sure it was fun for them, but it was fucking kind of embarrassing for me. But yeah, so yeah, for anybody else who might be just tuning in now, if you got, questions, comments, stuff like that, if you got any band versus bands, album versus albums, or just any other just general questions, feel free to pop them in the chat below. Yeah. And I'm not really sure how many people are here at the moment. I'm not sure how accurate the counter at the top of this thing is. Like, it says there's 5 people in here currently, but again, I don't really know how accurate it is, so I don't know if it might be off a little bit. Oh, hi, Leia. Hello, kitten. You want to come say hi to the people? Come here. Hi. Hey, where'd you go? Come here. Come here. Come say hi to the people. Say hi. Hi, my girl. It's going to be our last live stream in this house. So yes, it is. You excited to see the new place? I hope you're not going to be too scaredy. Do you have any favorite action movies? Ooh, favorite. Yeah. I mean, I love action movies. I mean, of course, you got your classics. Die Hard. I fucking love Die Hard. I don't know anyone who doesn't love Die Hard. Greatest Christmas movie of all time. And anyone who says Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie can go fuck themselves, because they're wrong. Okay, maybe it is a little aggressive, but Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but it's also one of the best action movies ever. I mean, Terminator 2, I mean, that's a kind of more sci-fi action, but that's a masterpiece. Hard Boiled is one of my favorites. Maybe a little bit of an underrated cut, at least in like the Western or like North America, because I don't see a whole lot of people reference Hard Boiled, but it's a really, really good movie. In terms of favorite action movie overall, though, that's tough. I'm blanking on a few of them. I mean, like First Blood is amazing. I was actually very recently, I posted on my my Instagram, I was in Hope, BC, where they filmed a part of Rambo First Blood, and they they are real proud of that. Like, you go into that town, you go into all the stores, like every store there fucking sells some kind of Rambo merchandise. Yeah, they're real proud of that, and they got like the big Rambo statue there, and the statue of the sheriff, who I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. Shame me. I'm an OG metalhead, seen Kick-Axe back in the day in '85 with Helix and Saskatoon. Oh, that would have been sick. Kick-Axe and Helix. I'm sure that would have been a fun show. I still kind of need to dive a little bit more into both bands. I've only like heard some of the stuff from each of these bands, but from what I have heard, I do like them. Again, kind of like riding the fine line between like hard rock and heavy metal. I would say for both of them, but yeah, they're both good bands. I'm sure it would have been absolutely fun to see them live, especially back in their heyday. I suppose that would have been fun in Saskatoon. Unless I don't think I've ever been to Saskatoon, but I've been to Saskatchewan before a few times, but yeah, never Saskatoon. I've been to Moose Jaw. I've been to a couple other places that I can't remember off the top of my head. None of the bigger cities. Is all the little small towns and the endless prairies and farms. Yeah, it's fun times. Oh, I guess Leia has decided that she is done with live streaming for today. Hopefully she does okay with the move. She's never like lived outside of this house her entire life, pretty much. So hopefully she does okay. I'm sure she'll be fine. She is a strange but wonderful little kitten. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else that I want to bring up? I feel like there's some big metal news that happened recently that I can't remember off the top of my head. Destruction's Cracked Brain versus Testament Souls of Black. Ooh. I really like both those albums. Cracked Brain is definitely up there for me in terms of like my favorite Destruction albums. Souls of Black, I honestly think, is probably the most underrated of like the first four Testament albums, because I don't know, that album kind of gets overlooked. Granted, production on that album isn't necessarily my favorite, but I think in terms some of Alex Skolnick's best, like guitar work is on that album, and yeah, I think that album's just underrated. Like 7 Days of May, great song, and yeah. I'd probably say Cracked, or well, honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Souls of Black on this one. I would have gone with Cracked Brain, but I don't know. I just think I'm a bigger Testament fan than I am a Destruction fan. But Cracked Brain's still a really good album. It's just, I love Testament. I love Testament. They're one of the best thrash bands around. They're so consistently awesome. Like, even like their worst album isn't that bad. It's actually pretty decent, especially compared to some of the other, especially compared to Destruction's worst album. Ooh, yikes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I'm just yawning. Yeah, but yeah, I like Souls of Black. Like I said, I don't have any of my musical albums here with me at the moment because they're all at the new house. But I did pick up Bethlehem's second album, Dictius to Nekera, which I know I'm saying that wrong, but yeah, recently picked that one up. It had shipped over from Germany, and yep, I finally got it, and I got it like right after Jurgen passed away, so it kind of was a bit more of an emotional listen, because I don't know, usually like whenever like celebrities or like musicians die, it doesn't get to me. But me being such a giant Bethlehem fan and hearing about Jurgen passing, that one hit me right in the feels. I was pretty bummed for like the whole day when I heard that. I was just kind of like, man, so many like metal musicians have died recently too. Like, obviously we lost Ozzy, and that was devastating. We lost Brent Hines not long after. Nisa from Sacramento died not long after that, and then like 2 or 3 days after Nisa passed away, we lost Jurgen too. So yeah, no, it's been a rough period for sure for metalheads recently, just because we're losing so many amazing musicians in the past, few months. It's been, yeah, it's not an easy thing. Hopefully, less people die, so we don't have to, be in this endless period of mourning and grief. So yeah, hopefully that stops happening. Obviously people are gonna die, but it's just so many recently, and I don't. Yeah, it's rough. It really is rough. Anathema or The Gathering. I'm still not too familiar with The Gathering. I've heard maybe a song or two from The Gathering, but not enough to really give a full opinion about them. So, kind of by default, Anathema, even though I'm not like the world's biggest Anathema fan. I like kind of the first few Anathema albums, like when they were, Death Doom, and then like kind of more like Gothic Doom. After a while, I kind of fall out of Anathema just because they kind of became more. I don't know. They basically became like another Radiohead, and I'm just not super into that style of music. So for me, I'd probably say Anathema. Granted, there are some like kind of later albums I don't mind. Like I think it's the album "Fine Day to Exit." I think is the name of the album. I actually kind of like that album. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, but yeah, overall Anathema, just because I'm not too familiar with the Gathering. Whoop. Hang on, sorry guys. I will be right back. Just give me one moment. All right, I am back. We are a-okay. Yeah. All right, sorry about that, guys. I just had to take that phone call real quick. So, anyways, I'm back now. So feel free to fire off more questions, more anything really. Just fire away. Fire away. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. Here, I'm gonna see if Slayer's Repentless versus Kerry King's From Hell I Rise. I mean, they're both basically the same album as far as I'm concerned. Like, From Hell I Rise was literally just like Repentless leftovers that were like nuked for 2 seconds and then just released as, oh, it's my new solo album. Bleh. I don't know. I guess maybe Repentless, even though I hate Repentless. I don't like that album at all, but I mean, at least it had Gary Holt on it, I guess. And I love Gary Holt, but he could not save that album. That Repentless is just bad. Pretty much everything about it is bad, in my opinion. It shouldn't have even happened. Like, after Jeff Hammond died, they should have just flat out called it quits right then and there. There, I said it. Yeah, no, I don't like Repentless either. But again, they're both basically the same album as far as I'm concerned. It's just one has Tom Araya on vocals and the other has Mark Osaguida. So, who gives a shit? I don't give a shit about Kerry King, honestly. Yeah. Yeah. Not great. Not great albums, to be honest. Oh, super. Oh, just a little bit tired. Getting late here on the coast. Gotta go, but I have sub. Cheers. All right. Well, see you later, Joseph. Take care, buddy. Thank you for subscribing and all. Really, truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. And hope you have a very good rest of your night, and hopefully see you again sometime in these live streams or in the comment sections or wherever you may pop up. So take care, my friend. Yep. Yeah, kind of crazy. I filmed only 2 videos and like full, like proper videos in this new room. It's kind of crazy because I thought for sure this was going to be my room for like a much longer time, but obviously that did not really happen. So yeah, so I'm just gonna move on, move on, move on. I don't even know what song it is, but for whatever reason, it's kind of stuck in my head a little bit. So never, yeah, God, so weird looking back at my old room and seeing just all my stuff there. Like, it's like if you look in, you want to if you look in that room now, it's like literally nothing is there. It's basically empty, minus like a few trash bags on the floor, pretty much just full of fucking stuff that we're gonna probably drop off at like thrift stores, whatever. Ooh, Deep Purple's Burn versus Rainbow's first album. I gotta go with Burn. Burn is that's like up there with like one of my favorite Deep Purple albums. Yeah. Rainbow's first album is good in my opinion. It has some really good songs, but it's definitely the weakest of the first 3 Rainbow albums in my opinion. Not the weakest overall, but definitely the weakest of the first 3. And I mean, still like Man of Silver Mountain, of course, is a classic song, but I like Burn. Burn's a better album, definitely. Now, if it was like if it was Rising or Long Live Rock and Roll, I probably would have gone with Rainbow. But Burn is such a fucking good album. That is up there with my favorite Deep Purple albums. Like that and In Rock are the 2 that are really kind of competing for me. Or well, I don't know, because like Stormbringer's fucking really good too. Man, I mean, early Deep Purple, you can't go wrong with like most things Deep Purple as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, Burn's definitely one up there for sure. On the wheel, I can rock, I can feel. I'm the man on the silver mountain. Yeah. I'm the man on the silver mountains. Yeah, Man on the Silver Mountain's a fucking great song though. I was like, yeah, dude, that opening riff catchier than hell. God, why? Ain't in there, me. You don't have to go to sleep right now. It's only 7:30. You do not need to sleep. I am gonna persevere through this fucking tiredness. She knows just what it takes to make. Yeah. So I've been posting kind of more on Instagram lately because I don't know, posting on Instagram is easier than doing full length videos. So yeah, oh yeah, I actually posted about my new Bethlehem album. Oh wow, actually, I didn't realize that many people saw it, but yeah, no, got a new Bethlehem. Or yeah, uh, Aaron, Godsmack versus Stained. They're both shit. They both suck. Uh, I don't want to pick either. I don't like either. They're both fucking just the most bland, boring butt rock you can get your fucking hands on. I mean, I might say Stained just because I have maybe a teeny tiny little bit of nostalgia for Stained, but I don't like Stained at all. And Aaron Lewis is a fucking fuckwad. But yeah, actually, speaking of that, I've been thinking because obviously on Levi's streams we've tackled the biggest douchebags in metal tier list. I almost am tempted to make kind of a biggest douchebags in rock tier list, but I almost wonder if it'd be too big. But there's so many fucking jackasses in like rock music in general. Aaron Lewis would definitely be up there for one of them too. It is Aaron Lewis, right? I'm not like getting his name mixed up or anything. Why am I second guessing myself? It is Aaron Lewis. Yeah, it is Aaron Lewis. Yeah, this guy's a fucking fuckwad. Uh, but yeah, like, dude, like obviously Gene Simmons, Ted Nugent, Axl Rose would definitely be on there for sure. Who else? There's a bunch of like rock musicians, like even outside of metal, like just general rock musicians who are assholes. I mean, there's the one guy from the one band who I don't want to say his name because what he did was so horrible. I feel like you all already know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say his name though because no, fuck that fucking guy. Yeah. It starts with an I. I'll give you that much, but that's all I'm going to say. Oh, Wes Scantlin. Wes Scantlin would be on there for sure. That guy's a fucking asshole. Like how he's been arrested like 5,000 times. I don't even know how that's humanly possible to get like arrested that many times. Like, but he has, so good on him, I guess. I don't know if that's something to be proud of. It's not. It's definitely not something to be proud of, but good on him for being good on him for being a piece of shit, I guess. See, I've been thinking of making that tier list, but then again, it might not even be worth it. So, yep, that's the one. That's the one who I don't really even want to bring up his name because, my God, like I consider myself fairly desensitized when it comes to like true crime and like stuff like that. But fuck, every time I even like read about like what he did, it's like, oh my fucking God. Like this, he is literally like the devil incarnate. Like what the actual like, no. Moving on. We're moving on. Please, anybody bring up literally anything else. Fuck, I wish I had so many questions for you guys, because or actually, you know what? I might throw out some questions just to see if we can get something out there. So everyone gives me like albums versus albums and bands versus bands. I'm gonna give some to you guys. So let's go. First one I'm going to say, let's do Cannibal Corpse's Tomb of the Mutilated or Obituary's Cause of Death. Which one do you guys prefer? I would love to know. Polish this off. Tomb of the Mutilated or Cause of Death? Imagine for probably some of you that might be a bit tough. Actually, how many people are in here currently? Oh, well, looks like it's okay. All right, well, we'll give it a little bit more time, see if more people pop up. But if not, then, then that's going to be a-okay. Oh, heavy. Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't realize Heavy Metallurgy was streaming tonight. How many? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, oh, shush. Well, they've been going. Okay. I didn't even realize they would be. I didn't even realize they were streaming tonight. I might just send everybody over there. I don't know. Yeah, I would probably go with Tomb of the Mutilated. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, Tomb of the Mutilated, it's a classic. Me personally, I would probably say Cause of Death, only because Tomb of the Mutilated isn't my favorite Cannibal Corpse album, but Cause of Death is my favorite Obituary album. So, yeah, if it was like The Bleeding or Wretched Spawn, I might have gone with Cannibal Corpse instead. But yeah, I'd say in my case, Cause of Death over Tomb of the Mutilated. I gotta head to bed right now. It's 10:42 in my town. Oh yeah, go. you don't stick around on my behalf. Go on and get to bed if you want. So yeah. Good night, Aaron. See you around, my man, whenever I get around to uploading or streaming again. So yeah, thanks for stopping by and take care. Hey, what is up, David Blaylock, Tomb of the Mutilated Boss Man? See, yeah, I do love Tomb of the Mutilated. It wasn't my top 5 for Cannibal Corpse albums, but I don't think it's better than Cause of Death. I don't think it is. You have James Murphy on Cause of Death. James Murphy is a riff lord. And yeah, no, I gotta go Cause of Death. So disagree there, but Tomb of the Mutilated is boss. That I can get behind for sure. Even if I don't think it's necessarily the best Cannibal Corpse album, because again, Wretched Spawn. Yeah, I love Wretched Spawn so much. And The Bleeding is the best of the Barnes era, in my opinion, which thank God they got rid of him because holy shit. That's 6 Feet Under so bad. I regret doing that, making that fucking bet and fucking reviewing every 6 Feet Under album. Not worth it. Not worth it. Don't do what I did. It's just a bad idea all around. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, like what you like, but I still don't understand how people like genuinely enjoy, like, especially new 6 Feet Under. Like, there are people who legitimately like fucking dude. There are people who on this earth who genuinely think that like Nightmares of the Decomposed and Killing for Revenge are good albums. Like, what are you smoking? Oh hey, what is up, guitars and the power they hold? Doom versus Earthless versus Ahab, Call of the Wretched Sea. Ahab for sure. I still need to dive a little bit more into Doom versus because I've heard a few stuff from that band that I do like it. I don't know if I've heard that album though. But Doom versus is a good band. But dude, Call of the Wretched Sea. Oh, that album is so goddamn heavy. Like, yeah, one of the best Funeral Doom releases ever. I don't think it's not my personal favorite Funeral Doom album ever, but I mean, it is up there with the best of the best for sure. I love that album. I love Ahab in general. Like, dude, the last album, Coral Tombs. Oh my god, that album was so good, dude. I love that album. But yeah, I will give Doom versus credit. They are. I'm pretty sure Doom versus is just a one-man band, is it not? Or am I thinking? I'm pretty sure Doom versus is just one guy. So I guess I should say his band is good. Yeah, no, it is just one band. So, oh, he's also in Draconian. I didn't realize he was. Oh, he's the drummer for Draconian. Not. Huh. I still need to dive more into Draconian, to be honest, too. Even though, judging from like what they are and who they get compared to, I would probably really love them. So, but yeah, I still need to get more into Draconian. There's tons of bands I still need to get into, but Draconian would definitely be one of the big ones for sure. Leia, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat is tearing around and like, yeah. I pick Earthless. Their take on doom metal being more foreboding is awesome. Fair. That's the only Ahab album I know. Dude, you need to like Ahab's entire back catalog is damn near perfect. I would say listen to the last album, The Coral Tombs, because that album is so amazing. A little more kind of, I don't really want to say accessible, but definitely a little more accessible. Like I feel like they introduced like more kind of clean vocals and some more kind of melodic sections, I suppose, but it's still Funeral Doom. It's still heavier than hell. But yeah, I mean, check out all of Ahab's stuff. You can't go wrong with any Ahab, but I think Call of the Wretched Sea is probably their best album still. Yeah, but I love Funeral Doom as just a genre too. If it was, God, I'm not gonna give anyone any ideas, but whenever I get around to doing another like album versus album or band versus band video, where I ask you guys to do submissions for that, if there are any more Funeral Doom questions, those are probably going to be hard because I remember, was it I think Ahab versus Skepticism was one of the questions, and that was fucking, oh, that was the hardest question of like the whole thing because I or yeah, I mean, it was up there with the hardest of the questions. I don't know if it's the hardest, but dude, Ahab and versus skepticism, that was just mean. I went with Ahab, and I would still pick Ahab, but man, skepticism is really, really, really fucking good too. Stormcrow Fleet, awesome album. Yeah, yeah, I bit the inside of my lip earlier, and it still kind of hurts a little bit, so that's annoying, but whatever. Tis what it is. Q&A, start poll. I don't know if I'm going to do any of those. Do I have the, oh yeah, that's the members only emote, so yeah, I don't know if, yeah, okay. Okay. Let's see, what time is it now currently? 7:48, okay. Almost 8. Not bad. So we've been going for about 50 minutes. All right, fair. Oh, how do I get rid of this? How do I get... there we go. Perfect. Doom metal is overall a bit hit or miss for me. Again, I dig the foreboding side with Doom verses and more melancholy with Swallow the Sun. But other times, the slow tempo, like with a band Funeral, didn't click. That's fair. I totally get it. Doom metal overall is definitely an acquired taste, I would say. Like I get it. A lot of people aren't into like the slower, more sluggish kind of songwriting, and I totally understand that. But I mean, personally, I love it. I love like the slow, melancholy. Like I like pretty much all versions of doom metal. Like I like kind of the more foreboding, like evil, kind of like more death doom with like bands like Winter and like disembowelment and stuff like that, like the much heavier, like kind of death doom. I also love the melancholic stuff, like you mentioned, Swallow the Sun, great band, Saturnus, Daylight Dies. I love stuff like that. But you didn't like Funeral? Okay. I love Funeral. Like that's like, which I'm curious which Funeral album you listened to, because Funeral, like they kind of changed their style on like every release, or did you listen to like multiple albums? I'm curious, because like I said, Funeral, they changed, they do like to experiment. They kind of do things differently on each album. Like their first album, Tragedies, which was much more, was one of the big like early Funeral doom releases, but it also had a lot of like gothic and like folk elements in there too. And the second album, they kind of ditched Funeral Doom and like got rid of like the death growls, and they went for just kind of a more straight up goth metal, gothic doom release with all female clean vocals. And then they've kind of done stuff. They've gone back a little bit to death doom. They've done stuff with more symphonic elements. The last album was kind of I would say a little more symphonic, a little more dramatic, a little more operatic, but I really liked that album. I like pretty much everything Funeral has done. Like I said, I do like them for being not afraid to try new things and like kind of hopping around between different genres within the doom metal spectrum still. So, but yeah, of course. I mean, I get it. Funeral doom metal, Funeral doom, pretty much all doom metal. It's definitely not for everybody. Like even for me, like I don't get into all doom metal. Like namely, kind of the one doom metal genre personally I don't get into is Funeral doom. Uh, which, or did I say Funeral doom? I meant Drone doom. I don't like Drone doom, because drone doom is just, it's just pretty boring in my opinion, and I don't really like it personally. Like bands like Sun or Earth, I don't have any time for those bands. I think it was their most recent album I liked a bit. I did not like To Mourn Is a Virtue. Yeah, To Mourn Is a Virtue. Yeah, I could totally understand not liking that album. I think that album's mostly a re-recording, or is that? Oh no, it's here. I'm gonna double check. So actually, Rollin one. There's fucking 10 million bands on the archives named Funeral. Uh, oh yeah, To Mourn Is a Virtue is like, because it's technically like a compilation of like a bunch of re-recordings and stuff. So I'm not even really sure if it counts as like a full album, because like it's just like To Mourn Is a Virtue is just kind of like a re-recording of like a bunch of their old like demos and stuff. So yeah, I would say maybe check out the original demos, like they recorded a bunch of songs off Demo 97, which are I definitely like that version more. Um But yeah, their last album, Gospel of Bones, which came out last year, 2024. I personally like that album quite a bit. I will say, if there is one funeral album you absolutely need to listen to, it's definitely the first one, Tragedies. If you haven't heard that one, I would definitely say that's, again, one of the big essential like funeral doom releases for sure. From These Wounds is also a really good album. Their third one, again, little kind of more on the gothic doom side, but that's also a really good one. But yeah, Tomorrow's Virtue, I kind of, yeah, because that, again, it's just pretty much a compilation of re-recordings, so it's okay, but it's not anything I really listen to on a regular basis. Presentialist in Eternum is the other one I was thinking of. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, that one. All right, so not Tomorrow's Virtue. Okay, I mean, that's fair. I personally like that album. I don't. It's not up there with like one of my favorites personally. Like, yeah, this is the one. Okay, yeah, this one. I like it. It's not my favorite from them for sure, though. I think it was on a bonus track version. They did a re-recording of a Candlemass song. Oh, Praise Centralis in Eternum. Okay, that was the most recent. Okay, so no, that's their second to most recent album. Gospel of Bones is their most recent album. That came out last year in October. Uh, so yeah, the Praise Centralis in Eternum. That was the one before the most recent one. Gospel of Bones. That's their most recent album. That album's pretty good. I would definitely say I think that album is definitely worth your time. But yeah, I mean, I think most of Funeral, in terms of studio releases, I think they're all good. They also have a couple like EPs and like early demos. I think are pretty interesting too. But yeah, Gospel of Bones is their latest album. Pretty good. Definitely recommend. Oh hey you! You've returned. Come here. Come say hi to the people. Oh, come here. Hey. Come here. Come here. Hey, where are you? Little turd hiding under the bed. Guess she doesn't want people to see her in her sushi collar. That she managed to get it off like the first day of wearing it, and it disappeared for like a month before we found it again. So yeah, so she's finally got her collar back on, which she's probably gonna have it on until I think I'm probably gonna try to get her microchipped or something, just so that she doesn't have to wear her collar all the time. But we'll see. That's all way off in the future still. But right now, let's just kind of hang out a bit. Let's chat a while about metal and whatever else. Mostly metal, definitely. No, was she screaming about? Cats, am I right? They are fascinating creatures. That is for darn sure. What's it? What is this? Oh, I don't think I'm going to do any of that. Oh, oh. What is this? Moderator, hide user to. Oh, hey. Huh, that's cool. Huh, I didn't know you can actually look at the live stream activity on people's profiles here. That's pretty neat, I must say. So yeah, anyone who might have tuned in here, or anyone who is, just not really saying much of anything or whatever, just feel free to type in any questions, any comments about anything really. If you got any band versus bands or album versus albums, I would love to take a crack at those because those are always fun. Some of them are very uh tough and very, very, very diabolical, but we encourage diabolical behavior in this in this channel because why not? Yo, James G. Philosopher, what is up, man? Good to see you again. Slayer versus Destruction. Yeah, Slayer. I like Destruction, but I love Slayer. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Slayer on that one. Even though there is a bit of a cutoff point for Slayer, like you can't go wrong with anything early Slayer, like Hell Awaits, Seasons in the Abyss, Rain and Blood, goated albums, goated albums, and there's some good Slayer stuff too. I still really like Divine Intervention, even though it is a bit lower on my list for Slayer. I think Christ Illusion is really good too. But yeah, what is up, James? It's good to see you again, my man. How are you holding up? It's good to see you too. I've been trying to make it back to your streams. Damn YouTube ether. Yeah, well, it's not just the YouTube ether. It's also just the fact that I haven't been doing anything on this channel because I've been moving. And yeah, I just thought I would do one last live stream right before I, move on to my new place. I'm going to be officially moving in there tomorrow, and this is going to be the last video I ever film in this humble little room, in this entire house, I should say. Psychroptic versus Spawn of Possession. I'm not overly huge on either, admittedly. Like they're both I know they're both like technical death metal bands. I haven't listened to a whole ton of either, so I will say probably maybe Psychroptic because I like what I've heard from them a little bit more than Small Possession. I wasn't big on I wasn't super big on what I've heard from Spawn Possession. It was just a little too, techie in my opinion. So I guess I'll say Psychroptic. Oh, hence the sparse digs. Cool, congratulations. Let's trash the place. Yeah. My mom's not home, so you can come over. Yeah, we'll come on. We'll have a party. We'll drink Pepsi and play the Nintendo Wii, I guess, because that's the only console I have here currently. Early, middle, or recent OPEF. Me, I got a sorry, early, mid, or recent OPEF. Me, I got a faux really from Orc 6 to Blackwater Park. I guess you're choosing Blackwater Park. I full with the from Orc 6 till. Oh, okay. I get what you're trying to say now. Okay, early OPEF. So I guess what would constitute early OPEF? Like from Orchid to what? Like My Arms Your Hearse or like Morning Rise? Because like I feel like from Still Life all the way up until Watershed, they're maybe with the exclusion of Damnation, OPEF was pretty consistent for that for the most part. I mean, if that counts as like middle OPEF, I would probably say middle OPEF because my favorite OPEF album is Deliverance, which I love that album. And I also love Blackwater Park and Still Life. And even though Damnation is softer, I still really do love that album. Like, dude, Hope Leaves. Oh my God, that song is so pretty. Dude, To Rid the Disease, not to bid you farewell. Window Pane is a great song. Okay, early is Orchid to Blackwater Park. Look, Leia, what are you doing? Sorry, my cat is just running around making just so would middle be Deliverance to Watershed, or does the middle period also include some of the more prog rock albums in your definition? Because if it includes that, I might have to say early Opeth, because I'm not a big fan of Heritage or any of the prog rock albums. Maybe well, Sorceress is okay, and Con of Venom's pretty decent. Last Opeth album I thought was really good. Are there any new thrash bands you really like? I'm finding myself increasingly disillusioned with the new stuff. Newer thrash bands, I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of thrash metal bands, I wouldn't say I'm necessarily disillusioned with modern thrash, but like a lot of it, like thrash metal, first of all, isn't the most like stylistically diverse genre there is. Like a lot of it is just kind of bands aping Slayer and Megadeth and Creator and all those other bands. But like there are some really good like modern thrash metal bands that I do like. Like Evil Invaders, I think is one of the more underrated modern thrash acts out of Belgium, I believe they're from. But they're a really cool band, and yeah. So Evil Invaders is really good, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of the newer thrash bands that pop up, I just kind of like, man, I've heard this before. Like I've heard these riffs before on albums from the 80s. Even like newer albums from older bands a lot of the time is just kind of like this doesn't really need to exist. Like this is just there's nothing to it. Like the last Evil Dead album was just flat out bad in my opinion. The last new Dark Angel album is not good. Granted, there are exceptions to the rule, of course, but I mean, I would kind of agree. It is getting kind of harder to find good newer thrash metal bands for sure. But yeah, I'm just gonna take a look because I can't remember a ton of names off the top of my head. But Evil Invaders is a really cool one. I'm sure you might have heard that one already, or at least some of you have. I mean, Vulture is a really fucking kick ass. I mean, they're kind of like halfway between speed metal and thrash metal, but they're a really fucking kick ass band that I enjoy quite a bit. Yeah, what else? I mean, Enforced, I love Enforced personally. Like, dude, the last Enforced album, War Remains, that album is just there to fucking wreck your neck. But yeah, newer thrash bands, I would agree that it's kind of hard to find good newer thrash bands that are even like just kind of like slightly original and not just like totally ripping off bands that we've already heard before a million times. My Arms Your Hurts is an absolute metal masterpiece. Yeah, no, I like My Arms Your Hurts quite a lot. Like that was the first real Opeth album that Opeth really became Opeth, right? That's like when they really kind of came into their own. Because before that, they were kind of, I feel like, trying to find their feet a little bit with Orchid and Morning Rise. But My Arms Your Hurts, I think, is a really, really cool album. Honestly, whenever I get around to doing an OPEF ranking, that would definitely be in the top 5 at least. Maybe even top 3. I don't know because Deliverance is definitely my number one. So spoilers, but I love Deliverance, but man, My Arms It Hurts is way up there for me too. I know I've heard the name Evil Invaders, and I'll definitely check it out after this. Vulture is cool. Yeah, Evil Invaders. Yeah, I mean, definitely check them out because I think they're definitely one of the better ones. And yeah, granted, they do kind of sound a lot like Razor, but I mean, hey, we don't have as many Razor clones as there are Slayer or Metallica clones, so it's kind of a little more original, I guess. But no, Evil Invaders is good, and yeah, Vulture is cool too. Yeah, that's a good point because there seem to be a lot of older speed metal sounding bands that are doing good things more than thrash. Newer bands that are sounding like older speed metal bands. Yeah, no, I'd agree because I feel like speed metal even back in the day wasn't a super big genre because the speed metal only really kind of existed for a very small window of time. It popped up right in between the new wave of British heavy metal and the emergence of thrash metal. So you think about it, it's only like 2 or 3 years where we were getting like a lot of speed metal bands, and there really weren't a whole lot. Like Exciter, obviously, there were a few big ones, but for the most part, speed metal didn't get super big even back in the day. So I feel like newer bands popping up playing like older speed metal styles is a little more kind of more original, more kind of like again, because it wasn't a sound that was completely done to death. Because even thrash, like by the time you get to like the late 80s, there were so many just kind of generic thrash metal bands that were popping up that just sounded like, like, oh, this sounds like Testament, this sounds like Anthrax, this sounds like Creator. And you got a ton of those bands even in the late 80s, early 90s. Speed metal, I feel like you didn't get quite like that. The exceptional stuff as far as bands go are the ones that can blend power, speed, and thrash. Fair point. I would agree with that. Or like bands that can blend black and death metal. Yeah, no, definitely I agree. Like combining different elements of genres across the metal spectrum and like power, speed, thrash. Like I mean, that would definitely be stuff like I mean, obviously back in the day you had stuff like Metal Church and like Agent Steel, which I would say kind of all fit into that camp. And then you got like some newer kind of bands that also kind of very much play that style too. Like I don't know if like Skullfist is kind of like I wouldn't say like thrash metal, but they definitely combine like speed metal and like traditional heavy metal. And I think they're a little bit older, but I think they're about 15 years old. But yeah, can in terms of slightly more modern bands, that's definitely one. I mean, black and death metal, combining black and death metal. Some bands do it really well. Other times, I kind of am not super into it, just because yeah, some black into death metal overall is a little hit or miss for me, just because some bands like do it really well. Other bands, I think, just kind of take the most boring aspects of both those genres and mix them. Uh, yeah, Iron Voltage is a killer band. I think they're from Indonesia. Iron Voltage. That name sounds vaguely familiar. It might be. I'm gonna look them up real quick. Iron Voltage. Let's find out. Uh, the name sounds familiar. But I don't think I've heard of these guys. Yeah, they are from Indonesia. So far, it looks like they have one album. Uh, but yeah, Iron Voltage. Okay. Let's see. Apparently, similar artist tab. There's only one band that says they're similar to Power Trip. I like Power Trip. Uh, yeah, no, I'll definitely bookmark these guys and I'll check them out. Indonesia has a pretty underrated metal scene for sure. And although it is fun, gives us something to talk about, sometimes getting a little genre nitpicky gets tiresome, does it not? Yeah, no, I agree. You can run those to sound like a gatekeeper. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, genre distinctions do matter, but not like that much, in my opinion. Like, I feel like, categorizing a band in like a genre is kind of an important thing to do. Like, outright calling a band the wrong genre is just kind of like if someone says, "Oh yeah, I love Korn. They're my favorite death metal band." It's like, no, that's not death metal. It's not even remotely death metal. But yeah, I agree. Getting like people who get like super ultra nitpicky about genres, like, "Oh, that isn't war metal. That's just raw black and death metal grindcore." Like, shut the hell up, man. Literally, no one cares. Just listen to the music. Like when you said black and death metal right now, I was thinking, no, I didn't say black and death metal. Well, fair. I mean, when I see black and death metal, I mean, I automatically think my brain. Whenever I see people mention black and death metal, right, beside each other, I'm thinking either blackened death metal like Belphegor or Angel Corpse, or war metal. Because for some reason, I don't know what it is with the archives, but they don't recognize war metal as like its own genre. So it's all like either black death metal or death/black metal. I don't understand. The archives are strange sometimes. So yeah, but I mean, if you're talking about like mixing bands mixing like speed metal and like black metal or death metal, like I mean, yeah, Midnight you'd say definitely could mix like black metal and speed metal a little bit. Hell Ripper, yeah, no, I agree. That stuff's pretty cool. Yeah, I like black and speed metal for sure. But yeah, getting nitpicky about genres is kind of a giant waste of time. Oh, okay, yes. I think they would do everyone a favor if they just made war metal a genre. Yeah, I agree. Like, I know some people argue war metal isn't a genre, but I kind of, I disagree with that personally. Like, I feel like if you look at the number of bands there are and they all have a similar sound, like, do you really need anything other than that for a genre to be its own, genre? Like, do you need anything more than that? Like a bunch of bands that sound similar and have similar aesthetics and yada yada yada. Okay, you're war metal, and yeah, there's a bunch of war metal bands, and I wish they would. So they ought to just recognize war metal as a genre. Same with death grind. Like they don't recognize death grind as a genre, which is kind of interesting because like it's like death metal and grindcore you combine together you get death grind, but no, it's always either grindcore/death metal or death/grindcore. I don't really understand why they do that. This is a good question. If you were on a desert island, you could only have one black metal record. What would it be? Me, Samael, Ceremony of Opposites. That's a good album. Ceremony of Opposites. That is definitely, in my opinion, the best Samael album. Damn good album. Yeah, good pick. Good pick. Fuck, man. Only one. I need a bigger desert island. Fuck, I can only sing one black metal album with me. How long am I going to be on this desert island? Is this like forever, or am I going to be like? Can I come back eventually and listen to more of them? Oh, that's hard. Because there's so many black metal albums I love. Yo, Boss Antelope 86. Holy shit, you're back. Yes, I am back. I am filming in one last live stream in my old house because I'm officially moving into my new house tomorrow. So yeah, one final live stream in this house before we move on. But to answer your question, David Blaylock, if I only one. Okay, as of right now, I am going to choose Ulver's Bergtat. It's kind of whenever people say, "Oh, what's your favorite black metal album?" That is kind of the one I default to because I absolutely adore that album. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Bergtat for now. But man, there's so many black metal albums I love. Like I could have gone with Blood in Our Wells from The Root. I could have gone with Dictus to Nicaire from Bethlehem. I could have gone with Let the Devil In from Sargeist. Yeah, there's so many black metal albums I love. In the Nightside Eclipse or Nemesis Divina? That's a good matchup because these are both like two of the most essential Norwegian black metal albums. I gotta go within the Nightside Eclipse personally. I love Nemesis Divina. That's definitely my favorite Satyricon album, but I don't know. I love In the Nightside Eclipse. Like that's one of the big, obviously, kind of a landmark album, not just in symphonic black metal, but I would also argue in like progressive black metal. Like, granted, it's not as proggy as like Emperor's later material or like any of Ishsan's solo stuff, but it's still pretty proggy in some spots. So I gotta go with In the Nightside Eclipse. But Nemesis Divina rules. You're right. Ceremony of Opposites is killer. Yeah, early Samael is absolutely awesome. Like Ceremony of Opposites, that album is just. It's like art, maybe the catchiest black metal album that ever. Yeah. Oh, it's cool that you're answering the question, but those are my desert island picks. Oh, geez, my bad. I thought you were asking me. I thought you were asking me to do pick between them. I didn't realize that you were just answering David's question there. My bad. Sunbather. I don't personally am not a big Death Heaven fan, although I have heard that the new album is good, even from like people who aren't big Death Heaven fans. I've heard the new album is good, so I might check it out, just give it a chance, because but it's not good to be close-minded. I'll give it a chance. Why not? I've heard it's better than some of their other albums, because even people who don't like Ulver seem to like that album. But yeah, David, that's a tough question, but I like that one. Is there a better black metal record than Limbonic Arts? I can't say because I have still not listened to a ton in the way of Limbonic Art. I know, shame on me. Shame on me. I have not listened to much at all in the way of Limbonic Art. I know they're number one of the big symphonic black metal bands. I'll get around to them eventually. There's just so many bands, but yeah, I really can't say because I haven't listened to Limbonic Art. It's been a while since I've spun Limbonic Arts, but I like them. Yeah, I've heard they're really good. I've heard they're one of the better symphonic black metal bands. Dude, you're missing out. I know. Okay, I know. I'm missing out on a ton of stuff. There's tons of bands that I should be familiar with, but I'm just not because I suck, I guess. But yeah, no, I know. There's a ton of bands I'm missing out on, but Limbonic Art in terms of black metal would definitely be one of them. But Moon in a Scorpio, I guess that's the one album you're. Oh, everything okay? It went black for a second from my screen. I don't know if it went black for any of you guys, but it went a little black for me for a second. So, but I think it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely check out Limbonic Art at some point. So See, Moon and the Scorpio. Oh, okay, it's their first album. Is this a one-man band? Oh yeah, it is. That's cool. Yeah, I like one-man bands. Fairly lengthy discography. Wow. Okay. No Blackness. We're still here. Okay, good. So that was just kind of a, I don't know, just did that for me for a second. Whatever, too. Dawn of Solace, Waves versus Dark the Suns, All Ends in Silence. I have not heard either. I don't even know if I've ever heard of those bands. I want to say I've heard of Dawn of Solace, but I might just be thinking of a different band entirely. So I can't say. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know this band. Oh, but they are melodic death. Okay. I'll definitely check these guys out because even in the similar artist tab, like they're being compared to. Okay, so okay, it is Wolfheart side project. That's cool. I still need to listen to Wolfheart. I know another Finnish band named Wolfheart, but that's not the Wolfheart. It's another Finnish band that happens to be named Wolfheart, and they're like more like dissection worship, and they're pretty okay. But yeah, I'll definitely check out both of those because I'm not familiar with either. Sargeist is a pretty good album too. Oh yeah, Let the Devil In. That's yeah, the one with the dude. Yep, that's the one. That's one of the riffiest fucking black metal albums ever. Like I think that's definitely their best album by far. But yeah, Let the Devil In. Just I love that album so much. I love pretty much all Sargeist and like all Horna as well. But yeah, Let the Devil In is definitely my favorite without a doubt. Okay, Drutk Blood and Well, one of my all-time favorites too. Yep, Drutk, possibly. I always kind of say Drutk is my favorite black metal band. I mean, there are lots of others that are in the running, but Drutk is way up there. Last album, Shadow Play, I love that album. Like one of my favorites. Oh, connection isn't stable. Oh wait. You're Canadian, right? Yes, I am. I am Canadian from British Columbia. Yep, I am Canadian. I don't think a lot of people initially realize that because, I mean, granted, I don't think the general Canadian accent and the general American accent are really that different from one another. But like, I feel like me and someone from like Washington, we probably sound basically the same. But yes, I am Canadian and proud of it. Storm of the Lights Bane is a Desert Island album too. Yeah, no, Storm of the Lights Bane, that's a classic of all classics. One of the arguably the best like melodic black metal album of all time. It's definitely in the runnings for sure. I love the Somber Lane too. Like the Somber Lane is almost just as good as that. I've been listening to a ton of Horna lately as well. Hang on, let me see the album. Yeah, no, Horna's good. I usually don't remember the names of albums or songs because they're all in Finnish, and I don't speak Finnish at all. So, yeah, but yeah, I think the one album I personally really love from Horna is Sano Yasi Arella. It's like the one with like it's like a black album with the dude with like who's got like scrolls. I don't know, but that album's really good in my opinion. I love that one. Fortress fan. I have listened to a little bit of Fortressy, but not enough to really give a full-fledged opinion on them. I know that they're very. I put them on my Canadian metal bands tier list that I made, and they would probably be a little bit offended if I calling them a Canadian metal band because they're Quebec nationalists or whatever. But what I have heard, I do like. I just need to dive a little bit more into them, but they are pretty good from what I know. Anya Yasa is the Horna album I've been listening to a lot lately. Yeah, I'm just gonna look up the album cover because again, I never remember album names that are in like different languages because I'm a fucking idiot. But oh yeah, no, that one's good. I like this one. I remember it because of the album cover. Yeah, no, that's a good one. Especially, dude, the title track, this giant 21-minute closer, dude, that song is awesome. Last Horna album, Nyx. I really like that album for sure. I adore Horna. Oh yeah, me too. Horna is one of the best black metal bands out there in my opinion. Like I would like honestly, if all Finnish, like I think if like I think in my opinion, no one is better at doing black metal than Finland. I think they honestly do it better than like almost anybody. Like I know that might be controversial because I know Norway exists and Sweden exists, but I love Finnish black metal. Like I love pretty much all Finnish black metal bands I've heard, except for Aranzi Pazuzu. I'm not super big on that one, but every other ones I liked. Dude, I have this rowdy, like bizarre accent theory. I didn't remember it at first, but as I started to talk to text, it started to come to me. Growing up, Howie Mandel had this cartoon where he was a kid called Bobby's World, and his mom talks like the Midwest. Don't you know? Like Fargo, North Dakota, and Howie Mandel is Canadian, so there's a Midwest Canadian correlation. Yeah, no, there definitely is a little bit. Because I mean, whenever like Americans try to put on like the Canadian accent or whatever, they always talk like people from Minnesota. I can't do a Minnesota accent to save my life, but I mean, of course, we don't all sound like that. I feel like that's almost exclusively like a more East Coast, or not East Coast necessarily, like more like Ontario kind of thing, or like yeah. Um yeah, so there is definitely a little bit of a I mean, yeah, there is a bit of that correlation, but it's definitely not a one-to-one thing. And then like you go all the way to Newfoundland on the far east end, and they sound like Irish. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. I probably I'm probably the only dude from Mississippi that listens to Fortress C. I mean, I don't know. They are fairly. I think they do have a. I mean, they're not like super popular or anything, but they do have a bit of a. They do have a bit of a following. So maybe, maybe who knows? Maybe there's other Mississippians that listen to Fortress C as well. Behexen or Finnish? Yeah, Behexen's good. I like Behexen. Satanic Warmaster, though, is probably my favorite Finnish black metal band. I love Satanic Warmaster. Have you heard a little bit of the new Dark Angel of Sophos? I've heard a little bit of it, not the whole thing. I will be doing like a full kind of review on it whenever I get around to making my albums I missed video. But yeah, no, it's not good. It's bad. It's just I'd say it's flat out bad. Man, what the fuck went wrong? What happened to Dark Angel? They were so good at one point, but then they just shit the bed. Yo, Metal Ben, what is up, my man? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. Yeah, so I saw you. I wasn't there for the Wednesday stream you do at Levi, obviously, but I did watch it back, and yeah, good to see you here, man. How you doing? How you been? How you doing? How you holding up? I know what you mean. I'm from Texas, and I don't hear my accent. Other people do. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's kind of a thing. Like you don't hear your own accent, but when you talk with other people, they definitely hear it. So yeah. Revocation versus Beneath the Massacre. Not overly familiar with either, to be honest. I know Beneath the Massacre are like kind of more technical deathcore. Revocation are more like technical death thrash. But I still haven't really listened to much of either. Again, I'm very, very picky when it comes to like technical death metal bands. I like tech death bands that are more brutal and more kind of like I like stuff like Defeated Sanity, uh, Deeds of Flesh, Suffocation, stuff like that, or even like Oppressor, who aren't really quite brutal death in my opinion, but they're definitely like on the heavier side of the tech death spectrum. So I prefer stuff like that when it comes to tech death. I would have Satanic Warmaster play my wedding. Yeah, that would be. I mean, I'm sure he would do it if he could. Yeah, like he could. He would actually show up himself and play it. Like you don't even have to play the music. He would probably show up and play it and like talk about his comic book collection or whatever he does. He's got Werewolf. He's just kind of like a giant nerd, and I kind of respect that. I'm good. Yes, that stream was a lot of fun. Yeah, I watched it back and it was pretty fucking funny, especially the when you guys were doing the worst metal album covers tier list. I know I made that tier list, but I still thought it was really fucking funny. Especially yeah, God, because those are so bad, and I've added more, so yeah, that should be fun whenever we get around to that again. Nile versus Cryptopsy. It's tough, but I'd have to go with Nile because, again, Nile, just for the sake of consistency, Cryptopsy have some bad albums, but I mean, if it was like None So Vile versus any Nile album, it would be Cryptopsy. But if we're talking about the bands as a whole, I would definitely say Nile for sure. Like the last Nile album rules, Annihilation of the Wicked, Those Whom the Gods Detest, yeah, In Their Darkened Shrines. Yeah, I love Nile. Nile is awesome. And yeah. So for me, definitely Nile. But yeah, again, that's kind of like the more tech death that I do get into is like again the more because now I don't they're kind of brutal death metal, but I feel like they're also a little bit outside of that realm too. So, but Cryptopsy are definitely in the brutal death metal spectrum as well. Again, that's the tech death more that I do like, because I'm a much bigger brutal death fan than tech death fan. So, yeah. Now we need a worst metal band tier list. That could be entertaining. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is interesting. What would go on the worst metal bands tier list? I mean, I have a couple ideas like Limp Bizkit could be on there. Five Finger Death Punch, if you count them as a metal band, could be on there. I mean, a lot of the bad metal bands I won't even really consider metal. Like Sleep Token, for example. I hate Sleep Token, but they're not a metal band. Like to me, they're not a metal band, but they suck. But so yeah, worst metal bands tier list. I that could be entertaining, but I would definitely take a little bit of time of thinking about. I mean, 6 Feet Under, without a doubt, would be on there. Definitely 6 Feet Under for sure. Uh, I'm trying to think of others, but I'm kind of blanking a little bit. I wasn't too familiar with brutal death metal, so I found a couple of lists with essential bands and albums: Iniquity, Rotting Rules, Mortal Decay, Broken Torso, amazing albums and bands just discovered. Uh, yeah, dude, Rotting, Mortal Decay, Broken Torso. I listened to the Broken Torso album just the other day, just like going back and revisiting it. Holy shit, that album rips. It's like brutal, but it's also like filled with all this kind of like great melody. It's like a more brutal intestinalism, and I love it. But yeah, dude, Mortal Decay is fucking awesome. Rotting crushed one of my all-time favorite albums. I absolutely love that band. I would show off the vinyl, but again, it's at my other house, so it's not here currently. But dude, crushed. Ugh, that album rules. Yeah, like, yeah. I think my laptop is cooked. Might be getting a PC and monitor sooner than I thought. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, I feel that my laptop died on me a few years ago. Like, I think it's right somewhere over here. I'm not gonna, might not bother pulling out, but I got a new laptop. Like, technically, this was my mom's laptop, but she like never uses it, so she just gave it to me, and so I finally have a functioning thing to do my stuff on. So that's nice. Lorna Shore, I can't stand that band. Yeah, I don't like Lorna Shore either. I don't know if they're like one of the worst metal bands of all time, but they're not good in my opinion. Oh, Slaughter to Prevail should be on there for sure. I cannot stand Slaughter to Prevail at all. That band is just, oh no, the dude. And Alex Terrible is such a fucking, like, I don't even know how to describe him. Like, everything about Slaughter to Prevail is just off-putting to me. Everything about them. Yeah, like, honestly, I feel like there's a lot of deathcore bands that you could argue are like among the worst metal bands of all time. You know, when you think about it too, are the worst metal bands the bands with the worst fans? That's kind of a good point, actually. Well, okay, well, is there? Well, see, a lot of like the bands that I love, admittedly, have pretty shitty fan bases, like Slayer fans. Like Slayer fans, most Slayer fans are chill, obviously, but some of them are fucking like fanatical. Like some of them are literally just giant assholes. So yeah, that definitely. I feel like there is. I wouldn't say the worst metal bands are the ones that have the worst fan base. I feel like that's just kind of a coincidence a lot of time, because a lot of the bad metal bands, honestly, I find don't always have bad fan bases. Some of them definitely do though, so maybe it's kind of a good point. I don't really know. That's a tricky question. That's kind of tricky. Amir, I'd throw that on the list also. Oh yeah, no, totally. Amir is garbage. Oh, and you bring up another one I'd throw on there. It's Attila. Attila is so fucking bad. Yeah, Attila is absolutely terrible, and Mirror is absolutely terrible. Like that whole scene is just fucking awful. Uh, Another one too. This might be a bit more of an obscure pick. I don't know if any of you even like remember this band or know this band, but Design the Skyline. They're like a kind of like one of those like metalcore, deathcore bands. It basically is like if the Dillinger Escape Plan was written by a bunch of scene kids. So yeah, God, yeah, no. Design the Skyline, absolutely terrible. Uh, Okay, see. Oh, let's see. That's right. I remember you talking about that. You brought an interesting point that I never discovered. Avenged Sevenfold, Deftones, Ghost Tour. I went to. You mentioned how the fans dig them. Yeah, I've seen some rowdy Slayer fans in my time, especially at Ozfest 2004 when I was there. Yeah, Slayer fans can be very, eh, yeah, they can be very, like I said, a lot of them are like almost fanatical with how they just are like, like fucking Slayer and every other band is poser metal or whatever. Like, yeah, I mean, again, obviously that's just like the vocal minority. Most Slayer fans are normal, awesome people, but sometimes people assholes just ruin things for everybody. But yeah, I basically didn't understand how those three bands can be on a bill together. But you mentioned how somebody can be a fan of all three bands. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when you bring it up, Avenged Sevenfold, Deftones, and Ghost, like I feel like that's all very kind of they're all very different from one another, and I feel like they would all be different fan bases to a degree. But I mean, yeah, I could see how. I mean, obviously somebody could be a fan of all three. That's not like too like that's either. Well, it's kind of like talking about like I think I brought this up before with like a lot of like metal festivals and stuff. Like I think I mentioned it on the Sick New World 2025, which I think that festival ended up getting shut down or like canceled because they couldn't afford it or whatever. But like this lineup was just like the weirdest fucking thing to me. Like here I'm gonna pull up like because like who was on it? Like yeah, like you got a bunch of stuff. Like you got like a Linkin Park, Evanescence, uh well, I was like, yeah, okay, those all kind of make sense. Static X, sure. Lacuna Coil, why not? But Dope, sure. But then you also got shit like Mayhem, Cannibal Corpse. I'm pretty sure Napalm Death was on here too. Wait, they were yeah, there they are right there. Exodus, Carcass, Tomahawk. Acid Bath, this was like a big thing when Acid Bath came back. They were going to play this festival, but obviously it never happened. But it's like these are like I maybe it's just me, but I can't imagine there's a ton of overlap between like Evanescence fans and like Carcass fans. I can't imagine those two bands have a big like overlap in fan base, but again, this whole thing was just kind of crazy. And even like shit like Poison the Well, like that's kind of a deep cut for like metalcore, I feel like. And Stabbing Westward has that I didn't even know that band was still around. I thought they broke up later. Yeah, no, so that Slipknot fans used to be pretty hostile back in the day. If you said anything bad about them, you'd have an army of people attacking you. Yeah, I honestly feel like Slipknot fans are still kind of like that. I think the problem with Slipknot and like other bands in that camp is that a lot of their fans are like younger. Like even today, like in terms of like when you ever see like younger metalheads, they almost always like Slipknot because like they're like the perfect band for like angsty middle schoolers who are just discovering heavy music. So yeah, it's those are kind of like the two worst fan bases in my opinion. Like the ones who have fans that are mostly younger and the ones who have fans that are mostly like older, like old heads who are just kind of, they got into them in the 70s and the 80s, and they're just kind of like old, grumpy, and stuck in their ways, and they think like, oh, all modern music is garbage and blah, it's just talentless, auto tune, and like those are the two worst kinds of fan bases: the ones that are extremely young and the ones that are extremely old, in my opinion. If you can find like a good balance between like young fans and new fans, and that's okay. I guess the one thing I can notice about those bands, there are older people in them. Yeah, yeah. Here's one: Slipknot just made the Pitchfork Best Reissue Album distinction recently. Pitchfork Best Reissue Album? Oh yeah, because they didn't they recently like reissue like their first album or something, or didn't they do like a 20th or like not 20th anniversary? Like then they? Yeah, I think they recently reissued that album. So um yeah, because I remember seeing it on seeing something about that, and they like included a bunch of like bonus tracks and stuff. I think anyway. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I right? Uh, let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. just a month ago. Okay, yeah. So it's 25th anniversary. Okay. Yeah, and Pitchfork is like the hipster online publication, so them picking Slipknot. That must be weird for the fans of Slipknot. It's like professional validation. I mean, I guess, but like, I feel like Slipknot doesn't even really need professional validation. Like, Slipknot is fucking, they are massive. They're like one of the biggest metal bands ever. Like, they've been nominated for Grammys. Like, I'm pretty sure they even won. Haven't they won a Grammy before, or am I wrong on that? I don't really care. I don't follow the Grammys, but like, they're massive. They go on massive tours, and they have a huge fan base. Like, honestly, if Metallica like didn't exist, Slipknot might be like the biggest metal band currently on the planet. That I would say is like kind of more strictly uh metal, because like again, like some of the other new metal bands like Linkin Park and stuff like that, I don't really consider Linkin Park to be a metal band personally. To me, they're more just a rock band. Slipknot, I would definitely say, are a metal band, even though some people argue they aren't, which I think is kind of stupid, but whatever. Yeah, I read that already. I remember hearing about Slipknot before the 1999 debut came out. I want to say it was Circus Magazine that did an article on them in a 1998 issue. Yeah, because they were around a few years before that. Because I know they did was it Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, which came out in 90 something or other, 96, 95, somewhere in that ballpark. And they had a different vocalist. They were around for a few years before they did that. And fuck, what's that one band? Because I think Sean, Paul, and Joey all came from one band too. It wasn't, was it? Oh yeah, yeah. They because at least I think it was, yeah, I think it was Joey, Sean, and Paul were all at one point in a band, or they were like involved in the band Anal Blast, which they were like a goofy like gore grind, death grind kind of band out of Minnesota, and so they were involved in like the metal scene like before Slipknot was a thing. Oh no, it was Jim Root. Jim Root, sorry, not Sean, not Clown. Jim. So Jim Root, Paul, and Joey. Yeah, so I know they were involved in that band. So they were involved in the metal scene before Slipknot was a thing. So yeah, I think that's kind of interesting. I know you probably haven't delved too deeply into post metal, but any thoughts on it? I like post metal. I do. It's not like my favorite, but I do like it. Like Cult of Luna, I like Cult of Luna. Cult of Luna is pretty cool. Neurosis, fucking one of my like top 10 favorite bands of all time. I adore Neurosis. Inner Arma, I haven't heard all of Inner Arma, but like the last album I really dug. It was fucking nutty, but yeah, Inner Arma. I don't even know if Inner Arma is strictly like a post metal band. Like, 'cause they're so all over the map. Like they do like death metal, black metal, and even like blues rock kind of. I don't know. They're an interesting band. One band I'm surprised you didn't mention, ISIS. ISIS is fucking amazing, and Pelican's a really good one. Yeah. I like post metal. Again, it's not my favorite per se, but again, I'm not like a foremost expert on it either. There's still like a few post metal bands, like big ones I haven't heard, but I do like it. It's good if you're just looking for something that's like atmospheric but heavy at the same time. Because yeah, oh yeah, I was saying Blast. Yeah, that band that which three of the members of Slipknot were involved in. I think Sean was in some other project before Slipknot. I don't know which one that was though, if that's even correct. Oh, what is up, Radio Rocker? We rock your radio. Hey guys, I do the F and Slayer thing, but I am joking like Metallica. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a funny joke, I guess. Just being at any concert and yelling "fucking Slayer." It's like, dude, fucking, it's fucking We're at a Volbeat concert. You don't need to be screaming "fucking Slayer." Yeah. Rock on radio, rocker. We rock your radio. Sounds a little like Guns N' Roses is there. Yeah. Yeah. The yeah meme with James Hetfield. There's a lot of Metallica memes, weirdly. I don't know if it's just me, but lately, kind of in my like For You page and like Instagram stuff, just like, doom scrolling, because that's what we do, I guess, in the modern times. Just Metallica memes, where it's like it's like Metallica and like Dave Mustaine, and like they take like the sound, like the lyrics from or the sound bites from songs and stuff. It's like, can you put a price on peas? and it's literally him putting a price tag on a can of peas. It's funny. It's stupid, but it's funny. Can you put a price on peas? Yeah. Radio rocker. We rock your radio. This ain't your grandma's rock and roll. And then they proceed to play Imagine Dragons because that's 90% of modern rock stations nowadays. Pantera? I like Pantera. I love Pantera, actually. I mean, Pantera, they were one of my biggest gateway bands, like into metal. Like I got into them not long after I discovered like metal as a whole. They were definitely one of the heavier metal bands I discovered very early on. But I mean, I love Pantera. Like, I mean, the early stuff with Terry Glaze is, I mean, not that great. I mean, Metal Magic's whatever, and Project in the Jungle's whatever. But I do like I Am the Night musically. I mean, vocally, it's fucking awful and makes it almost unlistenable. But musically, that album is pretty damn good in my opinion. And Power Metal's an underrated album. Like, that's just like, it's obviously it's very different than like Cowboys from Hell or Vulgar Display of Power, but it's just a great like kind of like heavy metal, speed metal album with one of Phil Anselmo's most underrated vocal performance. Like, he sounds like he has some like Halford like notes on that album. Like, I love Power Metal. I think that album's great. And of course, the last five Pantera albums, like, yeah, Far Beyond Driven, my personal favorite. I love that album. Pretty much every song there is just riffy, fucking awesome. Riffy awesomeness. Did you ever hear of the art rock White Zombie? I've heard little bits and pieces of like the first two White Zombie albums. No, I don't like them at all. I mean, maybe granted, it's not my style. Like, I mean, it's kind of, weird experimental art rock, noise rock, but no, I'm good. Thank you. Like, yeah, like it sounds like a band that has never played music before, and they're just like, oh, do I hit the thing? Okay, it's boom, boom, boom. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, no, I don't like early White Zombie. I was just listening to Metal Magic earlier when I was moving, and that definitely has to be one of the worst productions. Yeah, the production on that album is pretty bad, even for like early '80s standards. It's not great. Yeah, Metal Magic as a whole is just not a great album. Like, it's got somewhat good riffs on it, but it's not enough to really go back and listen to it. It's not even like fully metal, I'd say. A lot of it is just kind of like Kiss worship and like Van Halen worship. A lot of it is just kind of rock and not well done rock either. So, yeah, I don't really listen to Metal Magic at all. I've just come to a point in my life where Pantera and White Zombie I have this appreciation for, call it nostalgia, but it's hard to find people that share the affection. Really? Guys, those bands were absolutely huge in the 90s. I can't, like, I mean, I get maybe depending on like where you are in the world, it might be hard to find people who like that stuff, but I mean, Pantera were like one of the biggest metal bands in the 90s. White Zombie were huge too. I mean, Rob Zombie's still pretty popular as far as I know. Like, you turn on the radio station, you're probably going to hear Dragula because, I mean, that's granted, that's a pretty good song. And well, I mean, I'll admit I'm not like a big fan of Rob Zombie's solo stuff either, or even I'm not even necessarily the biggest fan of White Zombie either, but I can appreciate them for what they are. It's just not something I really listen to on a semi-regular basis. But yeah, I mean, I can understand how maybe depending on where you are and stuff, it might be hard to find people who share the affection for Pantera and stuff. But I mean, even just where I live, I don't even live in a big city, but even here, there's lots of people here who are Pantera fans. I don't mind Project in the Jungle and I Am the Night, but yes, Power Metal might actually be my favorite. Yeah, no, Power Metal, again, underrated album. I really, really dig that album. I actually think that might be their highest rated album on the archives, which take that for what you will. But yeah, Projects in the Jungle is okay. I Am the Night, again, good musically, but vocally fucking awful. Dude, you got like this rowdy optimism. I really dig that. Well, thanks. I try to be a little optimistic, I gotta go. Good luck with your move. I'll see you soon. All right. See you later, James. Thank you so much for stopping by. It's always great to see you, man. And yeah, I'll see you later. And yeah, take care, James. Oh, hi, Kat. How are you doing? Comedy sketch routine with Brutus and Medi right now? No, you. I've told you this before multiple times. It's not happening. It is not happening. You in your dreams, buddy. I'm no, I'm not going to do a comedy sketch. I'm not funny. All right. I'm okay. And you? I'm good. I'm good. It's just yeah, it's just been hectic and busy lately because again, moving and everything. It's just very, it gets to you. Moving all a bunch of stuff and then like you're moving things that haven't been moved in like 5 years and they're just all covered in dust and you're breathing in all the dust and it's rough. But I'm glad that it's almost over and I'm glad I'm moving into a new place. So it's been all right, I would say. Hey, yes, you are okay. I don't okay. I mean, just because I'm funny on Discord doesn't mean I'm funny in general. Like I don't really try to be funny in like my videos because I don't really think I'm too clever or too funny. If I do make a joke, usually it's just kind of like on the spot or like very kind of just meant to be kind of a small witty quip more than anything. But yeah, why are you lying to me? Oh, please, please, come on. Am I really that? I'm not. Am I really that? Come on, I'm not that funny. I'm not that funny. Come on, who do you think I am? Regular George Carlin over here or what? I could never be. I could never be. There is just no getting through to this woman, is there? There's no getting through to this woman that I'm actually not funny. That I'm just weird. I don't know. Ugh. Yeah. Yep. I forgot how uncomfortable this chair is because I haven't used it in forever. Who you feeling you'd be making him proud? Who? George Carlin? You really think I'd be making George Carlin proud? Uh, okay. Uh, maybe the one I'm fooling is myself. Have I? Maybe the one I'm fooling is myself or the world. Hmm. Who might it be that is being fooled? Is it you or is it I who is a fool? The whole world's a fool, and we are the stage. Haha, Gotti. Every time you say that, I just think of like this one like news clip where they're talking about John Gotti, like the gangster, like after he was imprisoned, like he says like they're interviewing this one guy and he says he was the greatest guy around, and then like the news reporter asks, he's like, what about all the murders John Gotti committed? And he's like, what murder? In this very like thick New York accent. It's hilarious. Ooh, Bellacor's Stone's Reach versus Neobliviscar's Portal of Eye. Have not listened to that Neobliviscar's album, but I have listened to that Bellacore album. So by default, Bellacore. I like Bellacore. They're pretty solid Aussie melodic death metal. Yeah, I would say Bellacore for that one. I still need to check out Neobliviscar's. I know. Shame on me. Yes, moving's a lot of work, and I just moved out of my old place today. Oh, well, good for you. Yeah, moving is sure a lot of work. I'm glad. Yeah, so you've been moving too. So yeah, hopefully that's all going well and okay for you because yeah, it's a lot of work for sure. Even for me, as someone who doesn't have like a whole ton of stuff, it's just lots of because I'm also helping my mom move too, and we're moving to like two different places. So yeah, I'm helping her move all her stuff too, and that's all yeah, it's a whole thing. Not sure why, but in New York, Gotti is slang for gotcha. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Gotti is probably slang in other places too for gotcha. I mean, I know it's what it is, but I don't know. Is Gotti derived from John Gotti, or is it just like its own thing? Was John Gotti even in New York? I don't even remember. I think he might have been in Chicago. No, it was New York City. Okay. Again, I'm not like an expert on like crime families or anything, but yeah. I'm eager for a new Neighborhood Scars album. I mean, if a new one comes out, I'll definitely probably check it out just to see, what it's all about. When did their last album come out anyway? I'm curious because I actually don't know off the top of my head. So their last album was 2023. Okay, so it's not been too long. So yeah, not too long, but yeah, whenever they get around to making a new album, I'll definitely be very curious to give it a listen. I've heard Citadel is a really good album too. That's kind of I think like that's the one most people are like crazy about. So if I do check out I will check out Native Live with Scars. I'll probably check out Citadel or Portal By, because those are like the two albums that people really seem to love from that band. Another Aussie band like Bellicor. Australia's got a pretty solid metal scene for sure though. Like Sadistic Execution, Bestial Warlust, Morrison, tons of good Australian metal bands. Ancient Guard's pretty kind of newer, I think. I think they're Australian. They might, or are they New Zealand? Because I actually don't remember off the top of my head. They might. I'm actually gonna double check because they might be New Zealand. I think they're Australian though. Ancient Guard. Oh, my computer's acting a little slow. Okay, they are Australia. Alrighty then, they are Australia. Runespell. I need to check out that band too. So yeah, whenever Native Live Scars gets around to making a new album, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, again, it's like prog metal. I'm kind of, picky, but they're like progressive death metal. So yeah, I've been going through my collection and been listening to stuff that I haven't listened to in ages. Yeah, no, I suppose if you have like a big music collection, that's kind of like one of the nice things about. That's kind of like a nice thing about moving, I guess, is that if you like, you can go through all your metal albums and be like, oh, I haven't heard this in forever. Now is find time to listen to it since I'm moving, and like you can go through all your old albums and just like get rid of the ones you don't want anymore, because it's like, yeah, especially for me personally, I still have a fairly small music collection, but I can imagine for someone like you who probably has a much bigger collection than I, and stuff like that. It's like moving's probably a good opportunity to check out. Obviously, yeah, I think moving's a good opportunity for that. And yeah, I haven't really done that since all my music stuff literally fits into just one box. So yeah, but again, my small but ever growing collection actually picked up 2 new albums. Well, I say new albums, they're new to me. Thursday, yeah, so I stopped by local record store. I picked up Kickaxe's Vices and Fastway's self-titled album, both pretty solid in my opinion. Moving my CDs definitely wasn't one. I think I have over 2,000 CDs. Oh lord, that yeah, no, that would not be fun. Not all 2,000 CDs. I mean, good on you for having that many, but Jesus Christ, I could not imagine moving 2,000 CDs. I have like less than 50 probably, or it might actually. I haven't counted them. It might be, or no, it's definitely less than 50. But yeah, those are great albums. Yeah, no, I agree. Still need to dive more into like the band's entire catalogs, like for both of them. But I listened to both those albums, and they're both pretty solid. So yeah, I like both those albums, and I'm definitely glad I have them now. Again, I would show them off, but they're at the new house, so I don't have them with me. But yeah, so it's nice. Yeah, it's always fun picking up new music, especially at like a local record store when you find like a slightly more obscure, like older band or stuff like that. It's like because I found like at that local store, I found stuff like Damien Thorne and like stuff like it's like it's like really Damien Thorne. I would not. This is like the last place I would expect to find an album like that, because it's mostly they pretty much get all their stuff used and stuff, so it's mostly like just like more so popular albums, or there's a lot of like kind of like 80s like hair metal albums in there too. But Damien Thorne, it's a pretty solid find, I would say. And I think they also had a Lords of the Crimson Alliance album there too, but it was like $100, so it's like little bit out of my budget at the moment. But yeah, but that Lords of the Crimson Alliance is a pretty underrated band in my opinion too. Damien's a killer band. I have one of their CDs. I have Sign of the Jackal on vinyl, and yeah, they are a pretty damn killer band. Definitely, I would say one of the more underrated, like American heavy metal / speed metal bands for sure, especially out of the classic era. Yeah, I like that. I like that band for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what other albums I found in there. Like, I know I got some like kind of more popular ones like Quiet Riot and I picked up my copy of Riot Narita in there too, which they actually have another copy of that album too, and they have a bunch of other Riot albums, but neither of them are my favorite. Like they have a last time I was in there, they had Restless Breed and what the fuck was the other one? Is it Born in America, Made in America? Which both those albums I think are good, but I'm not like they're not compared to like Fire Down Under or Thundersteel. They're definitely I would say among the weaker albums, especially of their early material. But yeah, still fairly cool. They also had a little funny story. I was actually reminded of the Rogue Male First Visit album because they have a copy of that album in their store. I didn't pick it up just because I haven't heard the album itself, but I would definitely gonna check it out because I'm just the album cover. It's horrible, but it's also intriguing. It's kind of funny that way. But yeah, they have a copy of that album there. Which yeah, I'm gonna because I have updated it with a few more ones that are also pretty bad. Like some of these, I honestly I'm kind of mad at myself for forgetting. Honestly, like Monstrosity's Millennium, like that is a terrible album cover that I can't believe I forgot because that one's really bad. And what else? Like I did add Pink Bubbles Go Ape from Halloween because that one's pretty bad. I did add Randy because Randy it's so iconic. Mutant cabbage person eating person. Yeah, I also added the original album cover for Mortal Sins Mayhemic Destruction, which the new like they did like they redid the art and it looks really cool now, but the original artwork is not great in my opinion. I have lots of Riot CDs. I'd say Fire Down Under is probably the best from their earlier releases. That's fair. I mean, I think a lot of people would say Fire Down Under is their best album. Me personally, that's my number 2 Riot album because Thundersteel is my favorite. I adore Thundersteel. That's one of my favorite albums of all time. Like the title track, On Wings of Eagles, Flight of the Warrior, Johnny's Back. Every song on that album I think is absolutely killer. Granted, different than their earlier material. Like it's definitely more in the U.S. power metal realm than the whole or just like classic heavy metal realm. But I love it. So and Thundersteel also features one of the few Riot artworks I would argue is actually good. Because early Riot album covers are just what the fuck. I still don't understand what on earth possessed them to make a fucking humanoid seal man with a purple body their mascot. Like I think I read somewhere it was something to do with like their old like elementary school mascot, but it's like why would you do that? You're a heavy metal band. Why do you have a purple seal as your fucking mascot? It makes no sense. Like, why couldn't you have had something like Eddie or like Shally from Overkill? Like, what are you guys doing? Thundersteel does rule. Yes, it does. Man, yeah, Riot. I would still argue like they're bad album covers. Like they genuinely hurt their album sales, probably in my opinion, because I feel like if you were in a record store in 1983 or whatever, and you saw a Riot album cover, you had no idea who they were. You'd probably look at it and just be like, "What the fuck is this?" and then put it back and never listen to it, which is a damn shame because their albums are so good. Yeah. So having a good album art, in my opinion, is important because it's like again, if you for like album arts, like you need them to like sell not only the album, but you need it to sell T-shirts, you need to sell posters. Like I would never have like Fistful of Metal as like a poster hanging up in my room because the album art looks like shit. Like it doesn't even make sense. Like I don't get what is supposed to like. I'm looking at it right now and I don't understand what it's even supposed to be. Like I understand what's supposed to be, but it makes no sense because like it just yeah. And the logo's pink too, which I mean it doesn't look bad, but it's just kind of interesting. Like pink doesn't always necessarily scream like metal, in my opinion. So I always think bands that have like metal bands that have pink, it's kind of an interesting choice, definitely. I'd say. Oh, hi Leia, you're back once again. Come here. Come here. Hi. Want to say hi to the people again? There are new people here who have not seen you yet. So say hello. Look at your little sushi color. Oh, he's so cute. I love you. Yes, that seal definitely doesn't scream heavy metal. Exactly. It's just kind of confusing. I don't really know why they would do that, but I mean, I guess to their credit, it is kind of iconic. Like, I mean, I feel like pretty much every fan of traditional heavy metal / US power metal definitely at least knows of Riot, and that seal honestly is probably kind of a bit of a reason for their notoriety. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of an interesting conundrum. I feel like. Ooh, Mgwa exercises in futility, or Grima's frostbitten. No, this is going to be another one that's going to be kind of by default. I'm going to say Mgwa. I know of Grima, but I still need to kind of dive more into them. I know they're atmospheric black metal from Russia, I want to say. Yes, Russia. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, I still need to dive more into Grima, although I've heard lots of good things about them. So, yeah, again, shame on me for being, dumb and not knowing bands, but I love Mgwa, and Exercises in Futility is amazing. I think every Mgwa album is fucking. It might maybe minus the first one, Groza. I think every Mgwa album is exceptional. With Hearts Towards None might still be my favorite though, but I love Excess and Futility and Age of Excuse. Like the drum work on those albums is fucking insane. Dark Side is one of the best, maybe like the best drummer in black metal currently around. He's up there for sure. But I mean, I guess what Frost would definitely be up there too in terms of like best black metal drummers, which there's a few. There's definitely a few that are up there. I've yet to hear Age of Excuse. Oh, listen to it. It's so good. I mean, if you like Exercise and Futility, you'll like Age of Excuse too, because yeah, I mean, it was just that very dark, cold, like nihilistic black metal. Oh, I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Mgwa fucking rules. Yeah, I love Mgwa. Again, the drum work on Age of Excuse is just, oh my man, yeah. Yeah, be sure to check out Krieg's Machine too, because that's the basically the side project of Mgwa. Little bit different, definitely a little bit different, but still pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, Krieg's Machine's also, because again, it's M and Darkside doing more black metal, just in a kind of a different way than Mgwa. It's a little more. I don't really know how to describe it. Maybe a little more like intense than Mgwa, and not as like, I mean, Mgwa's not really too atmospheric, but I guess Mgwa is atmospheric, but it's not as atmospheric as Mgwa. So, yeah. But yeah, definitely check it. Definitely check out Krieg's Machine too, if you haven't already, which you might have had. I couldn't say for sure. Yeah, Poland's Polish metal is good. All right, how long have we been streaming for? Let's see, 2 hours. We'll probably give it a little bit more time. Just yeah, I'm getting a little bit tired, and my I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my voice is kind of starting to maybe go out a tiny little bit, just because. Yeah, talking. I haven't done this for a while, and talking for 2 hours straight. I forget how tiring it is. Oh, there's a kitty. You see the cat? Say hi to the people, Leia. You're on the internet. Come on, they love cats. You are what's going to get me likes and views. You are going to be what gets me popular. You're going to what? Leia, you are going to be what propels me into stardom. Yeah. So I'm getting a little tired, a little loopy, as my friend Levi would say, and yeah, my voice is starting to go out a little bit, and my throat's hurting. But yeah, no, this was fun. I love live streaming. I'm so happy a lot of people showed up. It's awesome, and yeah, so yeah, thank you to everyone who showed up and everything, and I appreciate every single one of you. Hmm, interesting. Actually, I might just call it a stream right here. Yeah, not the longest stream in the world. I know, only 2 hours, but it's just going to be one last live stream before I officially live in my new place, and I'll be get back to making videos on a semi-regular basis and doing more live streams again. And yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. Once again, thank you so much to everybody who tuned into this. I'm so happy that all of you decided to tune in for a little bit and just stop by and say hello. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a stream right here. So once again, I will be eventually back to making regular videos. So please do stay tuned. And yeah, I still got channel memberships up and stuff like that. So if you are interested, you can totally become a member, support the channel. You don't have to, but if you do, I would so greatly appreciate that. But I appreciate every single one of you for just being here and sticking it out with me for even just a little bit. So thank you to every single one of you. And yeah, I'll catch you all later. So right now, I'm just going to say goodbye and so long. Hang on. Oh, is that a. Okay, now I'm going to end stream. 3, 2, 1. End it.